If you want to change the world, you have to be in it. To leave your mark, you have to be a part of it. To grow, you have to push. Open yourself to new experiences. Expand boundaries. An entire community of services and support there for you as you challenge yourself. New knowledge, new skills. New challenges, new victories. Build the relationships that will help you rise and the friendships that will keep you grounded. Changing the world starts with you. At Algonquin College, the future you want is yours to make. Algonquin College, changing lives.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Добро пожаловать.
خوش آمدید.
Hoş geldiniz.
Bienvenido.
Benvenuto.
Bienvenue.
환영합니다. ยินดีต้อนรับค่ะ
स्वागत. أهلا وسهلا.
Mabuhay.
Chào mừng.
Herzlich willkommen. 欢迎 chào mừng đến với Yokozo.
Welcome to Algonquin College.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Fall 2024 International Student Orientation. My name is Sebastian Munderain, International Student Advisor with the International Education Center, commonly known as the IEC. We're delighted to have you join us today, and we are grateful to warmly welcome you to Algonquin College. Our faculty and staff are dedicated to support you throughout your studies and helping you make the very most of your time here. Before going through our agenda for the orientation, I'd like to go through some housekeeping items first. This webinar is recorded. The slides and the recording will be available by September 4th on the iCent app under Student Orientation tab. We'll learn more about the iCent app in the next few slides. Your chat function is disabled during the presentations, but you can still receive our announcements and resource links in the chat throughout the presentations. If you have a question, please use the Q&A tab at the bottom of your screen. We will only answer questions related to today's presentations, as other topics will be covered in AC Day 1 or have been already covered in College Essential. The registration and the recording links for these are available on iCent app under the Student Orientation tab as well. We highly encourage you to listen to each presenter carefully, as most of your questions should be answered as covered by our panelists. Please save your questions for the 5-minute break or for the end of each session. Please note we won't be able to answer questions from anonymous users. And we're excited to announce that we have prepared a fun trivia game about today's presentation content, where all of you will have a chance to win an e-gift card sponsored by Gardney Health Insurance. Hopefully this will motivate you to listen carefully throughout all the presentations. And lastly, when you leave the session, you will see a link to complete a feedback survey. By completing the survey, you will have yet another chance to win a gift card to the AC Connection store. First and foremost, we would like to take a moment to acknowledge that Algonquin College is located on the unceded and unsurrendered territory of the Algonquin people. Traditionally known as the Anishinaabe, Algonquin people are the original inhabitants of the wide swath of territory along the Ottawa River. In Algonquin culture, it is appropriate for guests to acknowledge the hospitality of their hosts when entering their territory. With this tradition in mind, Algonquin College respectfully thanks the Algonquin people for hosting us on their ancestral lands. As a newcomer to Canada, you might be interested in learning about the contributions of Indigenous peoples throughout Canadian history. Join the Piache Conversation Circle on September 18th to learn and ask questions about the Algonquin people's culture, language, and history. Hijashik means welcome everyone in Anishinaabe language. If you are an Algonquin College international student studying at the Pembroke campus, you should join the fall Pembroke AC orientation on August 29th or 30th. The date that applies to you depends on your program. If you cannot make it in person, you're able to attend virtually to your program orientation. Visit the Pembroke orientation website to register. Once again, folks, this Pembroke AC orientation is only for students attending the Pembroke campus. The orientation for today is scheduled for approximately 2 hours. We will start with a welcome introduction from our president and CEO, as well as our director of the International Education Center. We will then move on to a quick introduction video about our iCent app and how it can be a very handy tool for you to navigate relevant information at Algonquin College. Afterwards, we will present important information sessions about immigration, academic integrity, health insurance, safety and security, important reminders, as well as upcoming events. And of course, there is a 5-minute scheduled break in between. Last but certainly not least, we will have an exciting trivia game, as I mentioned, at the end of the orientation, in which you will have the opportunity to test your information retention skills. Now, I'm pleased to welcome our president and CEO, Claude Brulé. We're very grateful that Claude is able to join us today to introduce himself and to welcome all of you to the college. The floor is yours, Mr. Brulé.
Thank you very much, Sebastian. Well, for those of you who are joining us from Ottawa or other parts of Canada, good morning, everyone. Bonjour à tous et à toutes. Koe kakena. If you haven't quite made it yet to this part of the world and you're somewhere else in transit, where maybe it's later on in the day or into the evening, for example, good afternoon or good evening to you. As Sebastian said, my name is Claude Brulé. I'm the president and CEO of Algonquin College right here in Ottawa. And it's my great pleasure to welcome you to Algonquin College and to welcome you virtually to your 2024 fall semester. Now, watching the introductions that I see here in the chat, it's great to see students coming from all around the world and joining us in a variety of programs that literally run the full range of what we offer here at Algonquin College. So a big thank you from me, from my entire team, for choosing Algonquin College for this next part of your academic journey. We're thrilled that you're taking the first step here today and participating in our college orientation for international students. As you heard from Sebastian in the introduction, there's going to be lots of information provided to you. We have assembled a panel of college experts who will be here with you online today to provide you with all the information and tools that you need to set you up for success. I really encourage you to attend and participate in other webinars and other activities that we will be hosting, whether in person or online. They're being planned for you to support you. And now remember, you're not alone. If you're seeking support, a social opportunity, a vital resource, whether it be an academic service, financial or personal support, we're here to support you. There's a full range of services and activity that are offered. All of them are accessible to you, however you choose to access them, so that you have many new experiences and enjoy a great student life with us. I know this will change your life. Being at Algonquin College, I know is going to be a terrific experience, and we look forward to sharing this with you as the days unfold during the orientation week and as you begin your academic journey. You're going to learn tons of new knowledge and skills. You will make deep and lasting friendships that will last a lifetime, and we're eager to begin. Algonquin College, as I said, will be here with you every step of the way. So don't be shy. Ask your questions, introduce yourselves, make a new friend, and connect with us. We're all here to support you. So thank you again for choosing Algonquin College, and I look forward to connecting with you in the future. Have a great day, and once again, welcome to the Algonquin College community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brulé, for the very warm welcome. We greatly appreciate your participation today to greet our new international students. Coming up next, I would like to turn my microphone to Ernest Mulvey, Director of the International Education Center, to say a few words to welcome our new international students, as well as to introduce the IC team. Over to you, Ernest.
Thank you, Sebastian. I would also like to thank President Brule for presenting that very warm greeting. I'm just going to restate what President Brule stated. It is an honor and a privilege for us to host you at Algonquin College. We know that you could take programs almost anywhere in Canada and anywhere in the world. And it's a privilege that you have chosen Algonquin College as your place to study. We look forward to hosting you through your studies, and we want you to feel at home here in Ottawa, Perth, or Pembroke, and that you're part of a bigger community. I'm going to introduce our staff in a minute, but I just want to state again, we are here to help. We are here to support you. We are here to help you. Don't wait until the last minute to seek our help. Come anytime. As well, we have about 550 people joining the orientation. If one of your friends or peers or someone you meet in the class did not come to the international orientation, just let them know too that we're here to help. If they're in trouble, they need support, they can come to the International Education Center. And it could be for academic, for housing, for anything. If you need help, come to us and we will do our best to support you. And I'm going to go to the next slide now and introduce that amazing team that is going to support you. This is really the International Education Support Team. It starts with Christine Peachy, who is the Associate Director. She supports the team that you see here. Niamh O'Shea is the Manager of International Student Integration, and she supports a team of International Student Advisors and Intercultural Programming Support Officer, among other staff. Carolyn Lepage actually reports to me. She is my executive assistant and supports me, but she's also crucial to you because she helps to manage the GuardMe health insurance, which you're going to learn a little bit about more. And so she'll often answer many of your questions you may have if you're seeking medical support. Hopefully you're going to get to know Lee Grimes shortly. She's our programming support officer and arranges a lot of non-academic activities that you can join. That's a great way for you to make new friends, to feel more at home at Algonquin College. So please connect with her, and when you see things are being posted for events, join them. It's a great way to make a new friend. Jenna Darwin, who's actually not here today, is our client service receptionist, and so you will meet her if you come in. Then we have a great team of international student advisors who provide a lot of the support that we've been talking about, starting with Michelle Cameron. She is the lead advisor. She's going to speak very shortly, but there's also other members of this team, Sue Hodgins and Sonia Bell, and Caitlin Poisson, who is currently not with us, but is returning shortly from a parental leave. And finally, you already know who Sebastian is because he's leading this orientation. So we can quickly jump to the next slide. So guys, remember that we give a lot of support. And so that means arrival services. If you're not in Canada yet and you want to be picked up at the airport, you can register for arrival services. We provide settlement, integration support, and other resources. We do orientations. We provide that crucial information that you may need from regarding IRCC. As I mentioned, GuardMe health insurance support, program change withdrawal, peer tutoring, peer mentorship, all the cultural and social events, paid volunteer opportunities, and Sebastian's going to talk a little bit more about the iCent app later. So that's very quickly a brief introduction. I need to reinforce the last time, we are here to help. Do not be shy. Come in and seek our help and our services. And we hope you have a great academic year. We hope you have a great social year, you make new friends, and Ottawa becomes your home. Back to you, Sebastian.
Thank you, Ernest, for introducing our team and welcoming our new international students. Coming up, I'm delighted to introduce our wonderful guest speakers today. We have Brad Peck from Guardme Health Insurance. We have Carrie Carty, Administrator of Academic Integrity Department. And we have Joanne Marilek from Security Services of Algonquin College. They will later present on important topics related to health insurance, academic integrity, as well as scams and fraud. Now, I'm very excited to introduce and showcase our iCent app. It's been specifically designed for Algonquin College international students. So let's take a look at how you can stay informed and navigate Algonquin College information easily, all accessible at your fingertips.
Welcome to the iCent app. iCent is a free, one-stop shop designed to help Algonquin College international students access campus resources and services. In this video, we'll review key features of iCent to help you succeed at Algonquin College. Let's get started. First, you will need to download and register for the app. Download the app from a Canadian region or Google Play or App Store. Start by choosing Canada as your region and register with your preferred email. Then, choose Algonquin College as your institution and fill out your personal details. Now, you are all set to use iCent. Now that we're in the app, let's explore what iCent offers. You can access campus service information and resources via the landing page tabs. For example, use the IRCC Immigration Info tab to find key information about your study permit, work eligibility, and more. The most convenient way to book a virtual or in-person appointment with one of our international student advisors is by using this tab as well. Want to find out what's happening on campus? Check out Events and Workshops tab, which includes campus event calendars, so you'll never miss events that interest you. If you get tired of bookmarking different websites to access your frequently used web pages, then you will love the Self-Service Portals tab. This tab gathers Algonquin's most frequently used online portals in one place for student convenience. Please also make sure to check out the Support and Connections tab to find ways to connect with other students and discover valuable volunteer or work experiences available in Algonquin College. Last but definitely not least, your physical and mental health are critically important. The Health and Wellness tab includes information on your health insurance plan, mental health supports, and the Center for Accessible Learning. Finally, let's look at an important feature for staying up to date on information. When there are updates, you will receive a push notification, and the bell button at the bottom of the screen will also indicate if you have any missed notifications. We also use this function to notify you when a new international student newsletter is available. It's very important to review the newsletters for information and reminders. This video only provides a short overview on how to navigate iCent. We encourage you to explore the tabs and resources on this app to further ease your life and to help you be successful during your studies as an international student at Algonquin College.
Folks, it's worth mentioning that this video was created by one of our interactive media design students, which speaks for the professional development opportunities that international students have during their studies at Algonquin College. Please note that we're constantly improving and updating the app for easier information navigation. You may find minor differences when using the app compared to the intro video that we just watched, but ensure that you review your phone's system settings to ensure that push notifications from iCent are enabled. This will allow you to receive all of our announcements as they are sent to you on real time. Now, I will turn my microphone to my colleague, International Student Advisor Lead, Michelle Cameron, who will share essential immigration information which you are required to know as an international student in Canada. Just a reminder, folks, please do not rush to ask your questions yet. Do finish listening to the session first and ask the questions afterwards. This way you don't miss any critical important information. And from now on, we will be disabling the chat function so you can focus on the presentation content. Michelle, over to you.
Thank you so much, Sebastian, and welcome everyone to Algonquin College and the International Student Orientation today. We have disabled the chat, and I was able to see a lot of the communication going on. It looks like you're all very interested in getting to know new students, making connections. Not that this is part of the presentation, but this Friday we have a social event that you can attend where you can meet new students like yourselves and also at your AC Day 1 and program orientation, which will be held on Tuesday of next week. Please take part of all of these social activities. This is where you'll have the best chance to really make some new connections with new students like yourselves. So now we're presenting on immigration information for international students. We'll go to the next slide, Sebastian. Thank you. So one of the big pieces here is that Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada, they regulate temporary residents. International students are considered a temporary resident. So you are regulated. What you do matters. And as you are new students, we want to ensure that you're starting off on the right path. A lot of you have goals to complete your academic studies, possibly to stay in Canada beyond your studies. What you do matters. Not following the rules could result in a refused future application or possibly even a ban from the country, depending on the rule that was broken. Try not to break any rules. You can call IRCC if you want to clarify information or you have general questions. You can always call them at 1-888-242-2100. This is the only main number that we have in Canada for IRCC, but you must be in Canada to make a connection with them by calling. You can also use an IRCC web form. The responses differ depending on the urgency of the questions that you are submitting. You can use the web form if you're not in Canada. Our team is also here to support you with your immigration-related questions. But it's just for you to know that sometimes you may have questions beyond the ability or the scope of what our team can offer to you. So you do have that option if you would like. We'll go to the next slide. So this is probably one of the most important pieces for you to be aware of, especially now more than ever, as IRCC are really ensuring that students are meeting these conditions. So as a study permit holder, you must be enrolled. We're mentioning Algonquin College here because you are at the International Student Orientation for Algonquin College. We're assuming you are an Algonquin College student. Algonquin College is considered a designated learning institution. You are expected to be enrolled. You're also expected to be actively pursuing your studies. You must be enrolled full-time if you want to work while you study and be eligible for a future postgraduate work permit. You must be enrolled full-time every semester, excluding regularly scheduled breaks, and we will talk more about breaks in the coming slides. You must make progress towards completing your program's courses, and you should not take a break more than 150 days. That would be considered authorized leave, which is an unscheduled break. The important piece here is that you're expected to be studying. This is the purpose of you being here in Canada. When you applied for your study permit in Canada, or to come and study here, it was the intent that you included with your application, the intent to study. This is the expectation. You are here to study. This is the purpose. So this is really, should be your main focus and your main goal while you are here in Canada as an international student. Inform IRCC anytime you change your post-secondary school. This is very important because this is expected right away. If you are transferring to Algonquin College from another institution, meaning you applied for your study permit with a letter of acceptance that was not an Algonquin College letter of acceptance, you must inform IRCC that you are changing your school to Algonquin College. The sooner, the better. You can do this easily in your IRCC secure account. If you need help or guidance with the process, you can reach out to our team. Important to mention right now is our peak time. Responses are not as quick as they would normally be in other parts of the semester. So this is really our peak time. but we are here to help as much as we can. And in the video of the iCent app, you saw how you can reach out to our team by either booking a meeting or connecting with us via our help ticket system. I should mention that there is no service provided on the spot if you do come to the IAC. The best way to connect with an international student advisor is really via the help ticket system or through an appointment that you can book as per the iCent app. Be aware of academic misconduct. So this is a good piece here. There will be a presentation about academic misconduct coming up. This is really important for you. A lot of international students are not really fully aware of what that means. So pay attention to the presentation. Depending on where you're coming from, academic misconduct might have no consequences, severe consequences. Here at Algonquin, it's quite severe. So this would include cheating, plagiarism, things like that. If you are caught plagiarizing or cheating, it could impact your stay in Canada. You could end up being removed from your program. There could be all sorts of different consequences depending on the severity of the academic misconduct. So please be aware of this and pay attention to the presentation when it is presented to you a little bit later. It is very important for you to be focused on your studies and to really ensure that you are doing the work yourself and not cheating. The expected graduation date on your letter of acceptance may differ from your actual graduation date. We're mentioning this because a lot of students in the past have been very worried about the expected graduation date on the letter of acceptance and the actual graduation date. Know that once you're here in Canada, the letter of acceptance is really meaningless. The letter of acceptance assisted you in obtaining the study permit, but going forward for if you need to extend your study permit in the future, for whatever reason, there are so many reasons why students need to extend their study permit, and this is a good moment here to mention that you should pay attention to the expiry of your study permit. Make a note of it. You want to ensure that it doesn't expire before you complete your studies. So if you need to extend, you can do so a few months before the expiry. We're here to help provide guidance with the process if you would like. There are no consequences if you complete your studies after the graduation date that is on your letter of acceptance. Just wanted to mention that. So we'll go to the next slide, please. Social insurance number. This is an important topic. So you are eligible to apply for a social insurance number. It's issued after you arrive in Canada. You cannot apply for it before you arrive in Canada. It is issued by Service Canada. So that's a different government department in Canada. And you have to meet eligibility. So your study permit should have a remark that says something like, may accept employment on or off campus. So the study permit with that remark would allow you to get the social insurance number. If you have a work permit, we'll talk about that later. It's a paper document. It's usually a co-op internship work permit, and it's only covering work that is part of studies. The study permit authorizes you to work as per the remark that you will see on your study permit. And of course, the study permit is issued after you arrive in Canada. And again, it needs to have a remark that indicates you may accept employment on or off campus. Very important to note, Service Canada does not regulate international students. IRCC regulates you. It is your responsibility to know if you're eligible to work or not. When you look for employment, the employer will ask you for a social insurance number because that is the law. They must employ individuals who have a valid social insurance number. That doesn't mean that you're eligible to work. You need to be aware of your work eligibility as an international student in Canada. Again, your focus is to study. So work is secondary, and there are many different scenarios where you may or may not be eligible to work. It is for you to be aware of that. Having the social insurance number does not necessarily mean you're eligible to work. An employer who is hiring you must ask for the social insurance number. So it is a requirement for the employer to hire you. Employers are not always aware of immigration rules that relate to work eligibility for international students. It is really your responsibility. And working without authorization impacts you. So you need to really be aware of whether or not you're eligible to work. We have SIN clinics that are ongoing right now, and you can find them all on our IEC events page. Again, go to the iCent app, you'll easily find the IEC events page there and know more about the upcoming SIN clinics. We'll go to the next slide, please. Study permit work eligibility. So as mentioned, the study permit authorizes on and off campus work. I'll say it again. The study permit, the paper document that says study permit, authorizes on and off campus work. It cannot be used for work that is part of your studies. The study permit must have the remark that allows you to accept employment on or off campus. If the study permit does not have the remark that allows you to work on or off campus, there could be different reasons for that. Either you may have been accepted into a program that is a conditional program where you need to complete some English requirements in order to be admitted into the program that you're admitted in. This is not an error. In this case, you would need to change the conditions of your study permit to allow you to work on or off campus. There are other situations where a mistake was made. So you entered Canada, you received a study permit, you've only been accepted into an academic program, and yet there's no remark on the study permit allowing you to work on or off campus. That does happen from time to time. That would be human error on behalf of the Canada Border Services Agency officers, who are the ones who print off your documents. If a mistake was made, you can amend the study permit to correct the error. Unfortunately, there is an application form that needs to be submitted and a bit of time in order for the document to be amended. If you have not yet entered Canada, this is a really good opportunity for you to be aware that when you enter Canada with your letter of introduction or your port of entry letter that is usually issued once your study permit is approved, you receive the letter. The letter guides you on what to do, and one of the main focuses is to show that letter to the Canada Border Services Agency officer that you meet with when you enter Canada. They will then print off your study permit and a work permit if you've applied for the co-op internship work permit. And this is your opportunity to review the documents before you walk away from the officer. If a mistake was made, the officer can make a change on the spot. But if you walk away, then you're either going to have to amend the document if a mistake was made or change the condition. Well, if you've entered and a mistake was made, you would amend the document. So when you're entering Canada, be sure that you're looking at the documents to ensure they look good. There are no errors, because if there is an error, you can have it fixed by the officer on the spot. Next slide, please. Thank you. Off-campus work. Again, study permit. The paper document that says study permit authorizes you to work off campus, but you also need to meet eligibility. Again, it is your responsibility to know if you're eligible to work on or off campus. It impacts you really if you are working without authorization. So the study permit authorizes you to work, and you need to have a remark on your study permit that allows you to work on or off campus. Unfortunately, English for academic purposes students are not eligible to work off campus. And ICHS students are not authorized to work off campus. So ICHS, you're not eligible to work off campus because your program is a 4-month program, and the minimum requirement for you to be eligible to work off campus is that the program is a minimum of 6 months. Your program does not qualify you to work off campus if you are in the ICHS program. So the majority of other academic programs are a minimum of 8 months or longer. Therefore, you would meet that eligibility if you are enrolled in an academic program. The exception is EAP, which is a language program, and language programs are not eligible for off-campus work, and ICHS is not eligible because the length of the program is less than the minimum required program length for allowing students to work off campus. Currently, so this is kind of a hot topic right now, IRCC made an announcement some time ago that they would allow additional hours for international students to work off campus. However, they have not yet confirmed or officially made that true. So for now, you are restricted to 20 hours per week while you are studying full-time. As soon as IRCC makes an announcement that would impact your work eligibility, the IEC team will alert you via the iCent app. We also send out bi-weekly newsletters that would be part of the newsletter. But if you want to be notified as soon as possible, download the iCent app. Another advantage of having that app. We would push the notification to you to alert you to any change in work eligibility. And of course, anything else that IRCC may announce that would impact you as an international student. You are eligible to work during a scheduled break. And we will talk more about a scheduled break. A scheduled break is a firm break that is part of your program progression that all students have at the same time. Not all programs have scheduled breaks. During a scheduled break that is firm, and as long as you are a full-time student before that break and after the break, you may be eligible to work full-time. Authorized leave, unscheduled break, or leave from studies, IRCC language or lingo is authorized leave from studies. It really is an unscheduled break. You are, in most cases, with a few exceptions, you are not authorized to work during authorized leave. We'll go to the next slide. On-campus work. Again, study permit. The paper document that says study permit authorizes you to work on campus if there is a remark that says you may accept employment on campus. You need to be actively studying in a full-time program. In this case, all students, including EAP and ICHS students, are eligible to work on campus. You must have a valid study permit and you must have a social insurance number. There is no limit to the number of hours for on-campus work currently. Note that Algonquin may have a limit to how many hours they will offer students. If you are eligible, so not in ICHS or EAP, you may be eligible to work on campus and off campus as well. You must stop working on campus or off campus on the day you no longer meet the eligibility criteria. So for on campus, it's quite clear. As soon as you're no longer a full-time student, you are no longer eligible to work on campus. Next slide, please. Oh, this is a big one. Co-op internship work permit. We are offering a webinar on Thursday of this week. Please sign up for this topic. If you have any doubt on the information that is provided to you in this presentation. Before we continue, we do have a poll question, so I will ask Sebastian to introduce the poll question to everyone here right now.
Absolutely. The question is, besides your study permit, have you received your co-op internship work permit at the Board of Entry, at the border? So results are pouring in. We've got almost 200 answers. We'll close it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Should I go ahead and share the results, Michelle?
Please do. We're always excited about this. So interesting. So we have 20%, 21% who have not yet arrived in Canada. 59% of you have received the co-op internship work permit. Yes. No to 16%. And not sure 3%. That's always yes. Please attend the co-op internship work permit webinar this coming Thursday. So we know that the study permit authorizes on and off campus work. It does not authorize work that is part of your studies. This is very important for you because you want to ensure that you are abiding by IRCC rules, which was kind of the start of this whole presentation. You are expected to adhere to the rules that are in place for international students. The co-op internship work permit is required for your program for any kind of work. You may be in a co-op program. It is required for co-op placements. You may also have a work requirement that is not co-op. Not all programs have co-op placements available. You may have an unpaid field placement. You may have a project for an employer that is part of a course. There are all sorts of different kinds of work requirements. Some programs have volunteer or paid work requirements in the field of study in order so many hours that you need to complete in order to graduate from your studies. Again, unpaid, paid, it doesn't really matter. If your letter of acceptance, so this is where you can learn if your program has a work requirement, paid or unpaid, it doesn't matter. You must have a co-op internship work permit to cover that work. The reason why is because Immigration, Refugee, Citizenship Canada, they recognize that the work that is part of studies is career type work that impacts the labor market. So you're taking work away from a Canadian or permanent resident. And for that reason, because it is career type work, it impacts our Canadian labor market. And therefore, you require special authorization to complete that career type work. This is why a co-op internship work permit is required. Not having this work permit and completing work that is part of studies would, you would be working illegally without authorization. You must have this work permit. It is free. And we are here to help guide you. We have a presentation on Thursday. If there is any doubt right now about whether you need this work permit or not, please attend the session on Thursday. If your letter of acceptance in the second paragraph indicates in any way that your program includes a work requirement, whether it's paid or not, it doesn't matter. You must have this co-op internship work permit. It is your responsibility. And the work permit right now takes 117 days to process. You must apply for it if you do not have it and you require it. Work cannot form more than 50% of your studies. That's quite important. If you're in a 2-level program, a 1-year program, and you have a co-op placement, which is also 50%, or that would be 50% of your studies, you could not include any additional work requirement that is part of your studies, just as an example. So work cannot form more than 50% of your studies. Very important to note. Again, Thursday, sign up for the webinar if you have any doubt or are unclear about this topic. Yeah. Oh, and additional information. So again, the study permit does not authorize work that is part of your program. Use your letter of acceptance as a reference to learn if your program includes work. And the need for this work permit does not mean that your program is a co-op program. This means don't reach out to the co-op office for any information if your program is not a co-op program. You're only delaying a response. So the letter of acceptance, not only does it indicate whether or not you have a work requirement, it's also the document that you would use to support the co-op internship work permit. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. You don't need any other document. The letter of acceptance supports the application for a co-op internship work permit. I think that is it. Again, paid, unpaid, volunteer, class project. It really doesn't matter if it's classified as work for immigration purposes, paid or not. It does not matter to immigration. You require authorization to complete that work. Authorization is via the co-op internship work permit. And you cannot use that work permit for work that is not a requirement of your program. It's the study permit that authorizes on and off campus work. Next slide, please. Scheduled and unscheduled breaks. So the definition of a scheduled break as per IRCC is the break must be part of the DLI's academic calendar. For instance, winter and summer holidays, reading week. Each regularly scheduled break should not be longer than 150 days, and the maximum cumulative duration of scheduled breaks is 180 days. A scheduled break, as mentioned, is a firm break that is part of your program of study. The program progression includes a break. Algonquin College's program web pages will identify, in most cases, it's still an ongoing project here, will identify your program progression. So you go to your program website, and then there is a schedule, I believe, on the left-hand side, the second one down, I forget what it's called, but you'll be able to see what your program progression looks like. For programs that have co-op and non-co-op streams, you may find both versions or one or the other. If the program web page does not clearly identify your program progression, you can always find out if your program has a scheduled break by attending your program orientation on Tuesday, September 3rd. A break that is not scheduled that you take is considered authorized leave. Sometimes life happens. Sometimes sometimes there are medical emergencies, financial challenges that prevent you from being able to continue your studies. There could be a family emergency. There's all sorts of reasons why you may need to take a break from your studies. An unscheduled break is considered authorized leave. It is supported for up to 150 days. Any leave beyond 150 days could impact your future postgrad work permit. And you also have to explain any unauthorized leave or unscheduled break with a future postgraduate work permit. You have to provide this information. Just very quickly, when you apply, and I know it will be in the next slide, I believe, but for the postgrad work permit, when you reach that point and you want to apply for the postgraduate work permit, you are required to include a transcript. Your transcript will show any gaps in studies, if you're part-time or full-time or whatever the case. It will help an officer determine, an Immigration, Refugee, Citizenship Canada officer determine if you meet eligibility for postgraduate work permit. So any leave beyond 150 days, unscheduled break or authorized leave, would impact the postgrad work permit. Even if you take a leave for less than 150 days, you have to explain it with the postgrad work permit. It doesn't impact you negatively, but you are required to explain it. Next slide. Postgraduate work permit. So here we are, just mentioned. You can apply for it once in a lifetime. It is very important for you to be aware, especially for those of you in a one-year program. If you decide to apply for a postgraduate work permit after completing a one-year program and you want to return for studies after the postgraduate work permit, if you do return for studies, you are no longer eligible for a postgraduate work permit. That's for students in any length of program, but it is once in a lifetime. So when you decide to apply, it's a commitment that you can only use the postgraduate work permit once. So it is an open work permit that allows you to gain skilled work experience that will help you in some cases, depending on the stream of permanent residence. If you're interested in becoming a permanent resident of Canada, there is a pathway if you complete your studies and you meet study permit conditions, making your studies your main priority here in Canada. You graduate, you apply for the postgraduate work permit. While having the postgraduate work permit, you gain skilled work experience that may qualify you for some streams of permanent residence. You must complete a program at a DLI. Algonquin College is a designated learning institution, as I mentioned earlier, that is at least 8 months in duration, leading to a degree, diploma, or certificate. If you want to know if your program is considered 8 months or 1 year or 2 years or 3 years or 4, you can go to your program webpage. The program webpage will identify the length of your program. A lot of one-year programs are completed in an 8-month period. It doesn't mean that your program is an 8-month long program. It may be a 1-year program that is completed in 8 months. Take a look at your program website to confirm the length of your program. You must have, as mentioned earlier, you must have maintained full-time student status in Canada during each academic session of the program, and exceptions can only be made for leave from studies. As mentioned, the authorized leave for up to 150 days. It is supported by IRCC. You cannot work during authorized leave, but the leave is supported by IRCC. And if it's less than 150 days, you are still qualified for PGWP or for your final academic session if you are part-time. You must be full-time in every semester, with the exception of your final semester, which is part-time. Very important here. There is a note. Thank you to my colleague Sebastian for helping out with this. You may qualify for exemptions, course exemptions, transfers of credit for your program. You may have studied elsewhere, and some of the credits that you obtained at other institutions may be transferred to your program that you're accepted in. Excellent. You must be mindful that if you receive course exemptions, your courses may lead, or the course exemptions may lead you to a part-time status. For IRCC purposes, you're either full-time or part-time. The reason why you're part-time doesn't really matter to them. If you are part-time in a semester that is not your final semester, you're not eligible to work while you study, and you will no longer qualify for a postgraduate work permit. It is very, very important for you to be mindful that your status matters. You must be full-time in every semester with the exception of your final semester. So please keep that in mind if you are applying for transfers of credit or exemptions. So as mentioned earlier, you must include a transcript and a letter of completion. I didn't mention the letter of completion. A letter of completion is activated in your Access account as soon as you've received graduated status. You have to complete all of your program requirements in order to be eligible for the graduated status. The graduated status can take several weeks after you complete your final program requirements. We offer webinars every semester on postgraduate work permit. If you want to know more, please attend these webinars. You are new students, so you do have time to gather your information on this. You have to have the graduated status in order to activate the letter of completion and your transcript. The transcript, as mentioned, will outline if you have been compliant with IRCC rules. Have you been full-time or part-time? Are there gaps that are not scheduled breaks? This is what an officer will look at to determine if you're eligible for the PGWP. And very quickly here, if you take a 1-year program, you're eligible for up to a 1-year PGWP. You could take 2 1-year programs to be eligible for a 3-year PGWP. The time in between the two programs cannot be more than 150 days. If you take a 2-year diploma, 3-year diploma, or advanced diploma program, or a 4-year degree program, you would be eligible for a 3-year PGWP. PGWPs are not issued for more than 3 years. So 1-year program, 1-year PGWP, 2 1-year programs, 3-year PGWP, or a 2, 3, or 4-year program, as long as you're meeting all the eligibility requirements, would make you eligible for PGWP. So as mentioned, the PGWP is a popular pathway to PR, permanent resident status, and do visit our events calendar to learn more about PGWP and also express entry webinars that we may offer as well with the help of IRCC representatives. I think that's it. Thank you, Sebastian. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle, for the very insightful presentation. Folks, if you have immigration-related questions, please consult our IRCC resources. Likewise, you may book an appointment with one of our international student advisors, which can be done through our iCent tab under the IRCC Immigration Info tab. We also run IRCC workshops regularly throughout the term on various topics of interest for international students. You can find all of our scheduled workshops on the IEC event calendar under the Events and Workshops tab of the iCent tab. Lastly, you may contact us directly through the FDIC help ticket for more IRCC-related questions. It's the fastest way to contact our team. And folks, I've been informed that we have received many questions in the chat about the last day to start classes. This date is slightly different for every program. It is important to know this date if you have not yet arrived in Ottawa. Please review the chat for a link that shows the last day you're expected to be in class in your program. Please note the last day to request a deferral via the AC360 application portal is September 16th, folks. September 16th, last day to defer. And as a student in Canada, in order to achieve academic success, it is critical to adhere to academic integrity and be aware of expectations in Canadian classrooms. Let's welcome Carrie Carty, Administrator of Academic Integrity, as she will walk us through what you should know about this very important responsibility of yours. Over to you, Carrie.
Hi, everyone, and welcome. It's a pleasure to meet you all. And I, as Sebastian said, I work in the Office of Academic Integrity, and I'd like to just take a few minutes just to explain what that means. Part of it is that we really want to make sure that all of you have a really positive experience at the college. And we also, of course, want to provide you with a really quality education experience. Part of that means we want to make sure that the reputation of our college and our programs remain strong. And so we do that by trying to protect the value of all of the programs that we offer. And part of that means we need to make sure that everyone who graduates from our programs has really earned it and can demonstrate the skills that they've learned and have earned mastery over those skills. So we want to support you in doing that. We do have an academic integrity policy at the college. Every college and university has one, but of course the rules are different sometimes depending on where you live and the institution that you're attending. So I'm going to go over some of the really basic ones today, but it is ultimately all of our responsibility, whether we're student or professor, to be aware of these rules. So a few categories, okay? So when we're thinking about, showing up and being honest about our work, we need to make sure to avoid a few behaviors. So I'm going to talk about what those things are. So one of the top reasons I meet with students at the college is over what's called plagiarism. And that means when we take or borrow the ideas, the images, the content of someone else, and we present it as our own, without giving credit to the original author. So that's probably one of the most common reasons we meet with students. And I just wanted to let you know today that, learning how to avoid plagiarism, it is a skill that takes time. We're here to support you, but so is the library. The library offers a lot of free workshops that will teach you how to cite properly, how to make sure you're giving credit to the authors, and how to write work in your own words, because that again is a skill and it takes time, and for some of us it may take a little bit longer, and that's okay. Another common reason that we meet with students is for a term we call unauthorized collaboration. And I want to explain what that means too. It means when you're either sharing your work with someone else, or working on an assignment with someone else, or someone shared their work with you and you've used it to complete your assignment when your assignment was meant to be completed on your own. And so as you might recall me stating just a few moments ago, all of your professors need to know at the end of the term that you are ready to graduate from that course. And so they will need to assess what you have learned on your own independently from other people in your class. And then two more reasons we meet with students. Another one is referred to as cheating, and you probably all are very familiar with cheating, but really it's anything that gives you an unfair advantage or someone else an unfair advantage when they're being quizzed, tested, assessed in any way. And that may look like, bringing in answers when you're not supposed to be. It might look like you're writing an exam and you go online, you go into, Google or perhaps ChatGPT and you look at the answers. It might also be sharing your, the IP address with someone else and having them log on as you. This is a big deal, and the consequences of actions like this can be rather large. So again, just like I shared the resources at the library, we will always are here to support you. We hope that you reach out to us before you get to the place where you're willing to take a risk and willing to make a decision that really could impact your studies and your time in Canada. In addition to the library, we have a student learning center as well, and they offer writing coaching, all sorts of support to help with test preparation, really anything that you might need support with. And there's also, of course, a peer tutoring program that we have seen many students have a lot of success with. And that's a student who has already graduated from the course who can work with you and help you get prepared and ready for any upcoming assessments. The fourth reason that we meet with students that I just want to touch upon is something called misrepresentation. And so that's when we maybe alter a document, or we forge our names or someone else's name on a co-op placement document where a signature is required. That's just an example. Or perhaps it's changing your answers on a test after it's been assessed, after it's been graded, and asking for your teacher to grade it again. So it's basically making something up. It's changing a fact. It's changing the truth. So again, if you do find yourself struggling in any of your courses, we really encourage you to reach out to the International Education Center. You can reach out to our office, but do reach out before you get to that point, because again, we really want to help you have a positive experience while you're here at the college and in Canada. And we do have a module in the Succeed in Canada course in Brightspace that really reviews how to avoid academic misconduct and also how to cite and reference your work. Next slide, please. So we're going to test your knowledge here about some of those reasons we talked about where we might have to meet with students. And we'll come to the first question. I invite everyone to participate in this poll. So what type of academic misconduct do you think is most common? Plagiarism, unauthorized collaboration, misrepresentation, or cheating?
Results are pouring in. We'll give it 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. And I'll go ahead and share the results.
Excellent. Yes, plagiarism is the most common. Well done, everyone. And cheating is a close second, that's for sure. Okay, we'll go to the next question. Falsifying information, so being deliberately deceptive, is known as unauthorized collaboration, misrepresentation, plagiarism, or contract cheating.
Okay, we'll give it 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. We'll go ahead and share the results.
Great. And yes, misrepresentation is the term for that. Well done, everyone. All right, we'll go to the next question, please. Using another individual's work and presenting it as your own without properly citing the source is known as unauthorized collaboration, misrepresentation, plagiarism, or contract cheating.
Answers are pouring in. We'll close it in 3, 2, 1. We'll go ahead and share the results.
Excellent. Yes, plagiarism is the correct answer there. Well done, everyone. And I think there might be one more question.
There is.
Okay,
I have
great.
one more.
Working with others on assessments or assignments without your professor's consent is known as unauthorized cooperation and collaboration, misrepresentation, plagiarism, or contract cheating.
And we'll go ahead and close this one and share the results.
Excellent. Yeah, that was pretty unanimous. Unauthorized collaboration. Well done. Thank you. So just a friendly reminder that we are here. There are lots of supports at the college to help you along the way. But we also do take academic integrity very seriously at the college. And so if your professor has a concern that perhaps of plagiarism or cheating, they will reach out to you and they are obligated to report it to our office. And then at that point, the process is that if and when a student does come to meet with us, we act like a third party. We're there to provide support to both professor and student, but there are a range of consequences if we feel that a student has engaged in academic dishonest behavior. And those range from a grade of 0 all the way up to program suspension or expulsion. But I always like to remind students, we don't jump there straight away. We do try to provide opportunities for learning, but it always, depends on what we're looking at. But I encourage you all to make use of the resources. We have some academic integrity resources available here too, and on our website, and to really pursue all of your assignments, your program or degree with as much honesty as you can, because after all, we're all here to learn more and to eventually have a successful career. So I do wish you all the very best, and thank you again for having me here today.
Thank you so much, Carrie, for the presentation. It's quite useful for all students. And folks, as Carrie mentioned, if you have any further questions about academic integrity, please feel free to reach out anytime to the academic integrity offices to learn more. It is now my pleasure to introduce Brad Peck, manager of GuardMe International Insurance, to share detailed information about your student medical health insurance plan. Over to you, Brad.
Thank you very much, Sebastian. Next slide, please. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Some of you might be wondering, why do I even need health insurance in Canada? And the reality is that seeking medical attention here can be very expensive. And I've listed on the screen here some typical costs that we see all the time in our claims department. For example, it can cost over $500 to take an ambulance a few kilometers down the road. It would cost $1,000 or more to visit the emergency room at a hospital. To spend one night in the hospital would be $4,000 to $5,000. And if you need surgery or intensive care, those costs escalate even more drastically. Next slide, please. All of that really to underscore the importance of having a comprehensive insurance plan, which you do. GuardMe has partnered with Algonquin College to provide you with an insurance plan that covers 100% of eligible charges for hospital visits, doctor's visits, medically necessary surgery and diagnostic testing. Psychotherapy is a very important benefit as well, because mental health is just as important as physical health. And that benefit is $2,000. So that can allow you to see a psychologist or psychiatrist for about 10 times. It's very important. There are non-emergency benefits in here as well, such as an annual eye exam to have your vision tested. It doesn't cover the purchase of glasses or contact lenses, but you can get your vision tested once per year. You can go to the doctor for a regular routine checkup, just a physical exam. Pregnancies are covered so long as the pregnancy starts during the term of your policy or no more than 30 days before your policy starts. There are 2 dental benefits. Dental accident. So if you trip on the sidewalk and hit your face on the ground and break some teeth, we can cover up to $5,000 to repair broken teeth. The other dental benefit is just to relieve pain in your mouth, usually associated with a cavity. So we could, pay for up to $600 for a cavity to be drilled out and filled. Immunizations, if they are required for your course of study, are covered up to $500 per year. So if you're in a program that requires those, I would suggest you go to the on-campus health center to check about your immunizations. The maintenance of chronic ongoing conditions is covered up to $10,000 per year. So if you have a medical condition in advance of coming to Canada, we can cover that up to $10,000 per year. It's a very unique inclusion in a plan, so that's a very good benefit for you. Next slide, please. I could spend 2 hours talking to you just about the benefits of your plan, but I don't have that time. So please read your benefits summary once you get access into your GuardMe account, or I will show you in a moment where you can find this information on a custom website we have created for you. Next slide, please. It is just as important to know the exclusions, the things that are not covered. So treatments that aren't medically necessary. If you get a treatment plan from a doctor, please reach out to us to see if it is medically required, because you can get suggestions from doctors all the time, but if it isn't medically necessary, it's probably not going to be covered. So, Ernest introduced Carolyn as a good resource for you. If you have any questions that GuardMe does not answer, that you don't understand, you can reach out to Carolyn as well. Moving along, non-prescription medications are not covered, and some specific prescriptions, such as the birth control pill, contraceptives, those are not covered. Over-the-counter drugs, Tylenol, Advil, aspirin, cold and flu medication, not included in the plan. This plan covers you anywhere in the world except your home country. Participation in professional sports, racing, off-roading. One more that I will mention to you before I move on, claims resulting from drug or alcohol use are not included. So if the reason you slipped on the sidewalk and broke your leg was because you had 10 beers, it's not going to be covered. So it's very important that you know that in advance. Next slide, please. So this is the custom website we've created for you. Please take a screenshot of, or please bookmark this so that you can add this to your favorites. It is www.guard.me/Algonquin. If you're arriving to Canada before September 1st and want to buy any early arrival insurance, you can do that through the website. If you're coming to Canada with dependents, husband, wife, same-sex partner, children, you can add all of those dependents directly through that website once you get your policy number. We'll talk about that in a moment. There are links here for Mobile Doctor and Find a Canadian Clinic that I will touch on very briefly. So please bookmark this website. Next slide, please. You can find the health insurance information in the iCent app as well. I believe this is a fairly accurate, up-to-date screenshot of the iCent app, but you can authenticate the transfer of information between iCent and GuardMe with that health insurance icon there. Next slide, please. And you can access Mobile Doctor directly through iCent. So what is Mobile Doctor? Mobile Doctor is the fastest, easiest, most convenient way for you to see a doctor in Canada. This is a virtual platform. You can download an app on your cell phone. You can use a web browser and have a video chat just like this with a Canadian medical doctor with an average wait time of 5 minutes, any time of day. It'll take you longer to get out of your pajamas and down your building, out the elevator, and to get a taxi than it would be just to wait for a doctor. So for minor medical conditions, Mobile Doctor, there was the link on that previous web page, and we do email you a little bit about Mobile Doctor just as a friendly reminder that it's a great service for you to use 24/7. If that doctor feels you need a prescription, that can be sent digitally through the app, and you can go and pick it up at your closest pharmacy. Next slide, please. So the consultation would start out by you selecting your symptoms. You get paired with a doctor quickly. It always starts out in a secure clinical chat where you can tell the doctor what's going on with you. And in this instance, the doctor is offering a prescription, which you could either have free next day delivery or go and pick it up from the pharmacy. So it's an amazing service for you. And for those minor non-life-threatening conditions, the best way to see a doctor. Next slide, please. So then these next couple of slides are going to explain a couple of other ways to access medical attention in Canada. Another way is through pharmacies. There are pharmacies all around the city. It might be a Rexall, it might be a Walmart, it might be in Costco, one of these large chains. So the conditions that are listed on the screen here, pharmacists are licensed to provide prescriptions for you to treat these conditions in Canada. Sometimes you can go and wait to see the pharmacist. Sometimes they require an appointment. So it depends on the pharmacy. Next slide, please. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. We have a partnership with Rexall, so you can receive 20% off some of their products. You would receive discounts on your prescription drugs as well. So you can use the QR code on the screen or go to the website and click the link for the Rexall partnership to learn more about this to save you some money. You don't have to go to just Rexall. It is an option. If you would like to save some money, you can go to this chain. There's a Rexall across the road from the campus on the Woodruff on Woodruff Avenue. Next slide, please. If it's a little bit more serious or you prefer to see a doctor or a nurse practitioner, then the clinics are the best way to seek medical attention. There's a clinic at the entrance to the C building, the DARE building at the main campus in Ottawa. That on-campus medical clinic can bill GuardMe directly for your visits. You can go there for minor medical conditions, rashes, skin irritations, cough, cold, flu symptoms, or if it hurts when you pee, the most common reason why people seek medical attention. Next slide, please. You won't be able to just go in and walk there to see the next available doctor. You would need to book an appointment. If it is a major illness or injury, you are the best judge of what is major. If it's the worst pain you've felt in your life, if you've broken a bone, if you have a cut that will need sutures, that will need stitches, you would need to go to the hospital. If you've been in a car accident, you've had a head injury, trouble breathing, chest pains, those are all good reasons why you would go to the hospital. Please note that our hospitals are always very busy. Personally, I have never waited for less than 6 hours at a hospital. And a couple of weeks ago, my friend waited for 15 hours in Ottawa to see a doctor. So, just be prepared, know in advance there's going to be a long wait, and bring your cell phone charger and a bottle of water would be my recommendation. We don't have private hospitals here that you can pay more and skip the line. Everyone accesses the same facilities, so they're often very busy. Next slide, please. and you can call 911 to request an ambulance to take you to the hospital. So the next question I'm going to get is, how do I get my GuardMe card? Where's my insurance information? So within the first week of your within the first week of September, we usually receive your information, the request to buy insurance for you. So we will automatically send you an email, and from that email, you'll be able to access your GuardMe card. There's a link in there to access your card. So please do that as soon as you get that email, and then print this. Keep a printed copy of it with you. Keep a digital copy of it with you as well, or you can access it through iCent. Next slide, please. So that email that we'll send to you probably by the end of the first week of September, you'll be able to click that link to activate your account. And then I think you can see my cursor here on the screen, but there's a link that I've circled in red at the bottom, and click that to access your healthcare access card. Next slide, please. So you don't have to call us before going to a clinic, before going to the emergency room at the hospital, or seeking any other medical care. If you want to call us, if you want support, what am I going to need to see a physiotherapist? What am I going to need to see, an eye doctor? We'll help you, but you don't have to call us. Please call us before being admitted to the hospital. So that means if you need to spend one night there, call us before expensive diagnostic tests like an MRI or CT scan. And if you just have any questions, you get a treatment plan from a doctor, you're not sure if that's going to be covered, reach out to us anytime by chat, by phone call, or by email. Next slide, please. If you need to pay out of pocket for your medical expenses, so if you don't bring your GuardMe card and show that to the service provider, then you're going to need your receipts or your invoices from that service provider. Most people do their claims online, so through their My Account, where you would have already logged in to download your healthcare access card. So there's the claims option online. That's the preferred method, fast, free, and easy. Or you can print your healthcare access card, the bottom portion of which is a claim form. It takes us between 5 and 7 business days to process claims. Next slide, please. And like I said, you can reach out to us anytime for questions about claims, what's included in your plan, where to go to seek medical attention. We're here to support you. Bookmark guard.me/Algonquin so that you have that website at your fingertips when you need assistance. And yes, just that reminder that 911 is the number you can call to request an ambulance. Next slide, please. So thank you so much for your attention. I hope that you have a happy, healthy, and safe time here in Canada, and all the best in your course of studies.
Thank you, Brad, and thank you for the presentation. It's very useful and timely as well. Folks, you can log in your GuardMe account to view your policy details, as well as to seek support on Mobile Doctor, found on our iCent app under the Health and Wellness tab. You should be receiving that email to download your coverage within the first few days of September. If you have any questions that cannot be answered through your iCent app or through GuardMe customer representatives, you can email iecinsurance@algonquincollege.com. And we know you have been busy digesting all the information from this presentation so far. So let's take a 5-minute break to stretch, relax, or ask any questions related to the first presentations in the Q&A function below on the bottom of your screen. We will see you back for more important information and a trivia game for a chance to win a prize. I'll see you soon.
I'm Wen Yang. I'm an international student from China. I've been in Canada since 2013. Yeah, I think so. And I'm an Algonquin College student now, doing multi-power technician, and it's my last semester. When I was little, I was super into music, but it was super expensive to have a professional teacher teaching one-on-one. When I grew up, I got super into cars because my dad is engineering. My first car is a Volkswagen GTI. It's a 2015. It was my dream car when I was little. I just want to know more about car, how it works, how to work it better. So I was at a car dealership, and one of my friends said he studied here, multi-power technician, and it was an awesome program if you want to work on cars. Like there are a lot of hands-on activities, like hand-on tools, labs with a professional instructor. And I said, oh, I'd love to try that. Because we are a small program, unlike the university, we have like 30 people in our program, so we could have a lot of opportunities to talk to the professor face-to-face, one-on-one, and they've been helpful a lot. I'm happy to be a part of the car community in Algonquin College, and I just can't wait for graduate to actually go further to see what's going on from it.
Hi, I'm Ana Maria Baracaldo. I'm from Colombia, and I came here in August last year. I think I'm a very calm, patient person. I like just to go on walks in the morning. I enjoy my time alone. I am also very athletic. I played soccer for like 9 years, so I'm really passionate about soccer. My biggest plan when I was in high school was to study abroad. Just how Canada works, the like lifestyle you can get here. That was like the main goal for me, to have like a steady, calm, really beautiful place to live. I thought about studying architecture, and Algonquin College had like a really good architectural program. The program was really what I was looking for. I am passionate about the programming, kind of AutoCAD, just spending hours and hours doing like models and floor plans and all the little details. I'm very perfectionist and like detailed, so I enjoy just spending a lot of time designing something. All the people is really friendly here in Algonquin, and they show me where the classroom, where the gym, where I can study. So I think Algonquin College has a really good community sense, and that was like really helpful for me as an international student. I am hoping to change people's life by becoming an architect.
Hi, my name is Haneta. I took the program Human Services Foundations at Algonquin College. I picked the Human Services because I found during my course of my previous profession that I did have a passion for helping people. I would feel very unfulfilled in my life if I don't help people. I cannot stand to see people who really need help not get the help that they need. I didn't want to be in a big city. I don't like the big city life, and I also don't like the really small town life as well. So I did a research, and I found that Algonquin College was the only college in Ottawa offering the Human Services Foundations course, which would really help me understand what it takes to be in the human services, so I went for it. Algonquin is a really big school, but we're a very small community, and anybody can help you. Literally just walk up to the first person you see and you will get any help you're looking for in the whole school. So in as much as you might have a little bit of anxiety because you're fresh to the country or fresh to the school, it's really nothing. All you have to do is just walk up to the next person you see and say, please, I need help with whatever, and you will get any help, any and every help that the school can offer you. I am excited for what's to come next. I am excited to be in the human services profession. I am excited that I graduated from Algonquin. I am excited that I got to meet every single professor and everybody who could help me. I am excited that I made the right decision to move to Canada.
Folks, before we continue with our next panelist, I'm excited to announce that we're joined today by Brittany Moore, our housing coordinator, who will be on standby in the background to answer questions related to housing that you may have. Welcome, Brittany. It is now my pleasure to introduce Joanne Maralik, the sexual assault investigator from Security Services, who is going to share some very important safety practices for all students.
Algonquin College. Again, my name is Joanne Maralik. Just to give you a few notes about our security team, we have a security team that's located in the building A149. And we are here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Next slide, please. You can reach us online by email, phone, and there's also an app. And also this is a bit of an overview of what we're going to speak today. Again, Security Services, who we are. The AC, Algonquin College Mobile Safety App, Scams and Frauds, How to Protect Yourself, Sexual Assault, Sexual Violence Policy, and Discrimination. Next slide, please. So again, the Security Services Building A149, we have two teams. So we have a uniform team. They work 7 days a week. And we have an investigative team, which a few of us are here on day shift, Monday to Friday. And we wear plain clothes, and we are here at your disposal anytime. And if you see a uniformed guard in the hallway or anywhere on campus, and you have a question, please feel free to approach them and ask them anything you need. And if they don't know, they will call us, and we will find the answer for them. Next slide, please. This again is the Algonquin College Mobile Safety App. I highly recommend that you download this on your phones. It has the emergency procedures, the sex assault resources, support services, also the campus map. It can be confusing. I'm still getting used to it. And you can also report a tip anonymously with the app. Next slide, please. And also, because there's different campuses, you will notice that there's the Ottawa campus, Perth campus, and Pembroke campus. So you just make the selection of whatever campus you're at. And next slide, please. Here we are in regards to what is a fraud or a scam. It's important that you know that any fraud or scam is a serious crime and it's against the law. It does come in various forms. It could be sent to you by text, telephone, email, and it will be asking you for personal information or bank information. They may actually say if there's a prize for you at the end, or they are asking for monetary donations for various charities. Just be aware and know that many frauds and scams are out there, and protect yourself against these scams. Next slide, please. This is a quick video in regards to scams and phishing.
While checking your email, you receive an alarming message from your bank. It says that your account might be jeopardized and provides a link to enter in your private information. Even though the logos and contact information appear to be correct, this email wasn't from your bank, but instead it was sent by cybercriminals looking to phish you. Phishing is when scammers trick you into divulging personal and financial information by pretending to be a legitimate source. Just like fishermen cast lines with bait attached, these scammers send out official-sounding emails, hoping that you will let your guard down. They often build entire pages and logins dedicated to looking like authentic banks or businesses, designed to get you to gain your trust and lower your guard. Even more alarming, phishers can even pose as your friends and family to trick you. In some cases, a phishing email can install malware on your computer without you even entering your username and password. Regardless of how they obtain it, once cybercriminals have your login information, they can change your passwords, steal your money, and even your identity. There are many ways to identify a possible phishing email. No legitimate bank, government agency, or business would send you an email requesting that you re-enter your private information. Misspellings, poor grammar, and typos are also good indicators of a phishing email. If you receive a phishing email, the best thing to do is just ignore it and mark it as spam. You can also use anti-spam filters as a way to avoid these emails entirely. You should always be on guard when opening up unknown emails. And make sure you have the latest internet security and email protection software on your computer to avoid phishing scams entirely.
Next slide, please. Here we have a short video on spoofing, the telephone scams that can come through your phone. It's important to understand that Algonquin College will never demand immediate payment by phone, and we will never threaten deportation as well.
It's known as spoofing, when scammers mask phone numbers in your caller ID display so an incoming call looks like it's from a familiar number. Spoofers often use your area code, so a call may seem like it's from a neighbor, a local company, or even a government agency. They can get you at hello, even if no one's on the line. Sometimes scammers use spoofed robocalls to see if your line is live so they can target you later. Or you may be prompted to push a button on your phone to hear an important message. Don't do it. It may result in fraudulent charges. You may hear a recording or a live operator or some combination following a scam script designed to confuse you. The caller may already know a lot about you and may try to use that to fool you into giving them more. Keep your guard up. If a caller starts asking you for your PIN or a password to a bank account, or if you feel pressured or bullied, hang up. If you want to call back, use a customer service number you can validate on a bill, an account statement, or an official website. Bottom line, if you don't recognize the number, don't answer. And if you do, don't hang on, hang up.
Now, again, regarding the scams, we've noticed that sometimes some students will use a third party to pay for Algonquin College. It's very important that you understand you should never pay your fees to any person or any company that is not Algonquin College. And if you have concerns or you're in doubt, you just call the IEC, the International Education Center, or the registrar's office to confirm. Next slide, please. Here are a few pointers on how to protect yourself online. I'm sure you are more familiar with all this than I am, but keep changing passwords. Don't use the same password. Use the VPNs. Only purchase goods and services from reputable companies. Never give your SIN number or your student visa or work visa. All that information should be kept privately, and that is your information. You should never be giving that away. Next slide, please. Here we are in regards to discrimination. So we have a student conduct policy, which is the SA07 here at the college. And it's very important that you all read and you completely understand this policy. Here at Algonquin College, everyone should feel safe and comfortable at the college, and this is a protection for every member of the community. So you know, if you breach any of the policies on SA07, you could face disciplinary action. Next slide, please. We also have another policy, the SA16, which is the sexual assault and sexual violence policy. Again, very important policy. You should read and completely understand. Algonquin College has a process of investigation that protects the rights of all individuals here in the community. And you should be aware that any survivor is always in charge. There's no decision made for you. The survivor will be in charge of the decisions. Next slide, please. Here's a video on consent.
Oh, sure, that's a great idea. But I'm not sure if to horror films. Let me just ask her. Nicole! Hey, Nicole! You want to watch Werewolf vs. Zombie Vampire 6? Okay. Well, she didn't say no, so count us in. Sexual consent means that both people are actively willing to engage in a particular sexual behavior and express their consent by saying, yes, that's okay with me.
But just because someone consents to engage in one kind of behavior does not mean that they have agreed to engage in another. Anyone has the right to change their mind about what they do or do not want to do at any time. This means that even if you are engaging in sexual acts with a person and they change their mind, you must stop and respect that person's wishes. Just because someone doesn't say no, it doesn't mean that they have said yes or given their consent. If a person is under the influence of drugs or alcohol, they are legally not able to give consent. Engaging in sexual behavior with someone who does not or cannot consent is sexual assault or rape. If you have been raped or sexually assaulted, please note that it is never your fault. It is also important to talk to a trusted adult about what has happened.
Okay. Well, I guess next time we'll watch Love is in the Air 3. Okay, guys, till next time. And don't forget to come and visit me at amaze.org or go to my YouTube channel to watch more. Bye!
In regards to consent, it's important to remember that it's the responsibility of the initiator to ensure clear and affirmative responses are communicated at all stages of the sexual engagement. And again, a person who is incapacitated by drugs or alcohol is unable to consent. No means no. Next slide, please. If you are a survivor, it is very important that you seek assistance and guidance. You can speak with a professor, a friend, any counseling, security. We are here. We will guide you. We will assist you with any questions that you have, and you are completely in charge. We will not make a decision without your approval. Next slide, please. Here's a quick video on sextortion.
Being connected to your friends, family, and everyone else online can be awesome. But it's important to remember that online, not everyone is who they say they are. And nothing we do online is really private, including private chats and messages, the information in apps, social media, and even video games. One online threat is sextortion, when someone online blackmails or threatens to share sexual images to get you to do something you don't want to do, like send photos or money. The blackmailer's demands often include sending money with an app, taking naked or sexual pictures or photos, or other illegal activities. The blackmailer could be, or be pretending to be, any gender and any age. Often, they will send friend requests to many people in the same community to appear to be known by many people. Some warning signs that a message might be sextortion are: the person says things like, "I'll show you mine if you show me yours." The person pretends to be from a modeling agency and requests pictures. The person wants to quickly develop a romantic relationship. Or they use multiple fake identities to contact you. If you or a friend are experiencing sextortion, it's important to follow a few steps to protect yourself. Stop responding to the messages immediately. This is the best way to end the interaction. Talk to a trusted adult and let them know you received a threatening message, and together, make a plan of action just in case the photos or information do get shared online. Report the harassment to the authorities and make a report to the app that you received the messages on. Some important don'ts. Don't delete images or messages. These can be used as evidence by the authorities in the future. Don't pay money to the blackmailers, as they will likely continue to ask for more. The most important thing to remember about sextortion is that the blackmailer is to blame, not you. What they are doing is a crime. It is not your fault. You are not alone, and there is support to help you through this difficult situation.
And next slide, please. Again, in regards to sextortion, it's important that that you stop all communication immediately. Don't continue, don't comply, don't agree, don't pay, reach out for help, keep all correspondence so we can use it as evidence. Next slide, please. Here are other resources in Ottawa that you may, that is important to have. We have the Ottawa Fire Department, the Police Service, the Ottawa Cycling Safety, the Pedestrian Safety, Safe Driving, and Water Safety. And with any emergency, police, fire, ambulance, you can call 911 to get help immediately. Next slide, please. Again, welcome to Algonquin College. Our security staff is here 24/7. You can reach us by phone, text, email. And again, we have uniforms out on the floor, and also we have plainclothes inside. If you have any questions at any time, please reach out. There's no such thing as a silly question. We are here to help, and we will. We also ask you that once you arrive locally, if you could update your local addresses and phone numbers with either the registrar's office. It's very important for us, and it makes it a little bit easier for us if there's an emergency. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne, for the super informative session. Folks, these tips and resources are very important for everyone to remember and to practice. If you're interested in learning more about how to protect yourself from scams and fraud, the IEC works together with the CRA, short for Canada Revenue Agency, to deliver regular workshops on this topic. Please visit our IEC calendar to register. In addition to Johanne's safety presentation, we would like to share some very important water and ice safety tips. If you're going swimming in open water, be mindful that it is very different from swimming in a pool, as distances can be deceiving, and you also have to mind obstacles such as wave, currents, and undertow. Always check the weather conditions before going into any open bodies of water. Wear a life jacket when fishing or boating, and make sure you avoid alcohol around water. Your judgment and reflexes may become compromised. Don't go out swimming in open water on your own or without supervision, and avoid swimming in areas where there are no lifeguards present. In addition to the water safety tips, we're delighted that you will get to experience winter in Canada. Keep in mind, though, that most lakes and rivers freeze during winter months. While some are safe to walk and skate on, remember that temperatures in Canada can fluctuate drastically, which means the ice may not be strong enough to hold you. Especially as a new skater, we recommend skating on ice maintained by the City of Ottawa or your municipality. Avoid slushy, thawed, or recently frozen ice. Don't go out on the ice alone. And it's always a good idea, like I mentioned before, to check the weather forecast before you plan your outings. There's a common saying among winter veterans, folks, and it goes like, there's no such thing as bad weather, but only unsuitable clothing. As an international student, you may face challenges in transitioning to a new culture, a new learning environment, and being away from home for the very first time. It is critical to take care of your mental health so that you can succeed in and out of the classroom. There may be some stigma for many international students to reach out for support, but please note, seeking mental health resources and support services does not impact your immigration status or applications, nor they have any academic implications whatsoever. Whether you access counseling services or not, whatever is discussed is confidential. If you are feeling stressed, if you're feeling overwhelmed, or you just wish to speak to someone, the staff and faculty at Algonquin College are here to support you every step of the way. So please don't hesitate to reach out to all the mental health supports available to you. Another important and mandatory reminder, folks, Joanne covered it, is to follow these 2 steps to follow and make sure that we can contact you or your trusted family members in the case of an emergency. The first step on your left-hand side of the screen is to update your local address. It's simply done by logging into your Access account, finding the Profile tab on your left-hand navigation bar, and then clicking Edit My Profile. The second step is to update your emergency contact information. This is done through the AC360 account. It's accessible via your web browser, but it's also accessible via iCent app. And folks, to contact the IEC, to contact our team, you can use the Ask the IEC help ticket system. It's on the current student's contact page. It can be sent and you can get a speedy and trackable response. And it works very similar to the way the registrar's office Ask the RO system works. It's the fastest way to contact the IEC. One-on-one appointments are also offered when required, and you can also interact with the AC chatbot on our website for immediate answers to frequently asked questions. So let's watch a short video on how you can create and submit a help ticket.
Here's how current international students can submit a question and create a help ticket with the International Education Center. Begin by visiting the AC360 platform or by selecting Submit a Help Ticket from the IEC Contact Us website. Log in with your Algonquin College network credentials. These are the same details you used for your Algonquin email and Brightspace access. If you do not have these, please use the IEC Contact Us page to be directed to a member of the team who can assist you. Once logged in, select the Ask the International Education Center tab to submit your question. On the Create a Case page, select an appropriate topic as well as a category. The subject line will be populated automatically. Ensure you submit your request with a brief explanation in the description box. Under the Attach Files section, you can upload any relevant documents that meet the listed file specifications, such as IRCC correspondence or emails. Once the entries are complete, click Submit Case. Verify that you received confirmation that your case was submitted. You will soon receive an email from the International Education Center to your Algonquin email account confirming that your case has been submitted. To view the status of your open case, find the My Cases tab on your homepage. Here, you can find your case number and the status of the request. Please note, you will receive a response to your question directly in your Algonquin email account. Should you have another question, please submit another case on the Home tab. And that's it. We look forward to responding to your question soon.
Now I will be passing the floor to my colleague, Leah Grimes, our Intercultural Programming Support Officer, to talk about some exciting events that you, as a new international student at Algonquin College, are invited to. Over to you, Leah.
Thank you, Sebastian. So my name is Leah Grimes. I'm the Intercultural Programming Support Officer with the International Education Center. And the IEC offer many different events and activities for international students to participate in. Some are learning opportunities about immigration-related issues. Some are social, and there are some that help international students with employment. So the first one that I would like to speak about is our SIN clinic. So this is an opportunity for international students to come in person on campus to get their SIN number. So these are taking place on August 29th. August 29th, September 3rd, 5th, and 6th. All of them take place from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the CA building, room 103. The only thing that you need to bring to these are your passport, your study permit, and then a second piece of ID just to confirm your identification. So this is a really great way to get your SIN number quickly, or else you do it online and it takes a bit more time. You can see in the chat there all of the events that I'm speaking about right now. Then the next one that I'd like to talk about is the All About Co-op Internship Work Permits. So this is a virtual offering, which we're doing twice in the coming weeks. I saw in the Q&A that there were lots and lots of questions about co-op internship work permits. So please attend this just to make sure you have everything that you need if you have a work placement co-op or an internship for your program. So the first one is this week. So it's August 29th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Then we have one on September 19th at 10 a.m. Till 11 a.m. and then 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. So we actually have 3 offerings of this workshop. So please, please, please enroll in this, just so that you make sure you've got everything covered in terms of your co-op or internship. Then the IEC teams up with the Co-op and Careers Center to offer workshops that are specifically for international students. So at the beginning of the semester, we're offering 2 employment workshops. The first one is Job Search and Resume, which is happening on August 29th at 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Then we have one that's specifically about interviews. So that's on August 30th, 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. So these 2 workshops sort of go together. So it's great if you attend both of them just to get all the information that you need about getting employed in Canada. The next one I would love to talk about is the new International Student Social. So this is a big event, and probably the first opportunity that you'll have to connect with other international students. We get current students volunteering at this event, so you get to meet current students as well as your fellow new international students. So this is taking place this Friday on August 30th. There are 2 sessions, so just enroll in one. The morning session is happening at 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And the afternoon session is 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. So register for one of these. We have games, activities, prizes, food, music. You'll get the chance to speak to some of the IEC staff that you've seen on this call. So overall, it's a really great event. And I really encourage you to sign up for it and hopefully see you there on Friday. A couple more things that are coming in September. We have double-decker bus tours, which we've commissioned these tour buses to come pick up students from campus, bring them downtown, do a little tour of Ottawa. This is a great way to get connected with the city right away and see some of those landmarks that you may know of already. Then we're also going to have a group of students from the International Education Center and international students go to one of the Algonquin soccer games together. So this is great to meet some new friends, to attend events that, you know, sometimes is intimidating to go by yourself. So we will organize a group, then we can all go together and have a good time at the soccer game. We also have building friendships across cultures. So this is just an event, again, to make some connections, meet some friends, and navigate making friendships with people in different cultures, sort of in the Canadian context and in the Canadian environment. So if you want to check out all of these events, you can always head to the IEC events and programming webpage, and you'll see our full calendar of events, and you can register and enroll in any of these. So hopefully see all of you very soon. And next slide, please. Another thing that I want to talk to you about is the International Peer Mentorship Program. So this is a program that is run by the IEC and is a great opportunity, especially for new students. If you're looking for connection, you're looking to make some friends, you're looking to join the community at Algonquin College, this is a super great program for you. So the main idea of this program is that we pair new international students, who we call mentees, with experienced peers, who we call mentors, to foster connections and a sense of community at Algonquin. So for you, the benefits would be to help you with your transition, to navigate a new country academic system. You'll make a bunch of new friends. You'll get invited to all of our activities and events. And you'll just join this really awesome community. You'll see a lot of friendly faces at our events. So it's just a nice way to connect with others. And then when you're in the program, in your second term and beyond, you can sign up to be a mentor, and then you can help out new international students as you are helped in this program. So Sonia has shared in the chat a link to find more information about this program and how to sign up. And then you can always send an email to internationalmentor@algonquincollege.com. The email will come to me and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leah. We look forward to seeing all of you there. Folks, before wrapping up the presentation, we wanted to touch on some important dates and deadlines found in the academic calendar. The academic calendar is an essential document for all students that contains important academic information regarding refunds, withdrawals, payment due dates, start dates, and whatnot. It's a great resource to keep you on track, and you can access it directly through iCent. So take note that the college will be closed next Monday. Your program orientation and AC Day 1 activities will take place on Tuesday before your very first day of class on Wednesday, September 4th. Now, as we wrap our orientation, we would like to reward you with a chance to win a prize for your undivided attention. So let's play a game of trivia to see how much information you have retained today from today's presentations. To play, pull out your mobile device, open a browser and enter ahaslides/QASWY in your address bar, or you can scan the QR code on your screen. Type in your Algonquin live email and your name. Alternatively, you may use the personal email associated with your Algonquin College application. And to play, you will choose the answers to the trivia questions that will show on your phone. If your email is not captured and you're amongst the top 3 players, take a screenshot with your phone of the winning page that shows your ranking. If this is the case, you will have to send us a screenshot via Ask the IC help ticket. So keep in mind, folks, the trick to winning is a combination of both knowledge and speed. Once again, you will have to look at your phone to answer the questions. With that, let's transition to the trivia game, wrap up our orientation. Stand by for the transition. Okay, folks. Seems like we got a lot of people joined in already. We got 150 players. We'll wait just a few more seconds to give other players a chance to join. Hello, everyone. We'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5, 1, and let's start, folks. What services are available at the International Education Center? Book an appointment to speak with an ISA about my study or work permit? Apply for a 10-hour peer tutoring sportsmanship letter? You can register about events, workshops, and important updates, or all of the above. Look at your phone, folks, to answer this question. So all of the above is the correct answer. Question 2. What's the fastest, easiest, and most convenient way to access non-urgent medical consultations with a Canadian doctor? Is it the hospital emergency room? Is it the walk-in clinic? Mobile doctor by GuardMe? Or campus health services? The fastest, easiest, and most convenient way to access medical consultations with a Canadian doctor. Time's up, and the correct answer is mobile doctor by GuardMe. Continue to the next question. Okay, folks, they're gonna get a little tougher now. What are the conditions IRCC says you must follow as a study permit holder in Canada? Is it get a medical exam every year? Is it to take your winter boots off when you enter someone's house? Is it to work part-time? Is it to remain enrolled and actively pursue your studies? Or is it to learn to skate on ice? What are the conditions IRCC says you must follow as a study permit holder in Canada? folks, remain enrolled and actively pursue your studies is the right answer. Kudos to the persons who chose take your winter boots off when you enter someone's house. It's a pretty big deal. Question 4. My work permit that says Algonquin College is my employer can be used for off-campus work, on-campus work, both on-campus and off-campus work, only for work that is required by my program, or any work I want whenever I want. The work permit that says Algonquin College is your employer. You have 5 seconds left. Folks, this work permit, the one that says Algonquin College is your employer, is only for work that is required by your program. If you want to work on campus or off campus for a type of work that is not required by your program, you use your study permit. Next question. Which of the following is excluded from GuardMe coverage? Claims incurred while under the influence of drugs or alcohol, claims resulting from off-roading or racing, birth control prescription, or all of the above. Which of the following is excluded from GuardMe health insurance coverage? Got 3 more seconds, folks. All of the above is the correct answer. We'll go ahead with the next question. Oh, the leaderboard. We got Jose Marie Ferrer leading the game, David on 2nd place, Ashley on the 3rd place, with Lee J coming in close. We'll go ahead with the next question. Question 6, got 2 more. Which action is correct when you receive a call from a person claiming to be the college asking you to transfer money? Transfer the money immediately. Also give all personal information. Transfer the money first, then contact the college to confirm. Hang up and contact the IEC to verify, or provide personal information but don't transfer any money. We've got 10 seconds left. What action is correct when you receive a call from a person claiming to be the college asking you for money? And folks, the correct answer is hang up and contact the IEC to verify. For our 7th question, what other orientation should you attend or watch to ensure a smooth start to your studies? The recording of college essentials? Is it AEC Day 1 and program orientation next Tuesday? Is it the new International Student Social happening this Friday? Or is it all of the above? What should you attend or watch to ensure a smooth start? So folks, all of the above is the correct answer. And we move on to the last question. This one is a little tough. This one's a little tough. You got to pay attention to this one. If I am eligible to work, how many hours can I work during? You have to match the pairs. So how many hours can I work during schedule break? How many hours can I work during unscheduled breaks? And how many hours could I work during full-time studies? Match the pairs, folks. We have about 15 seconds left on this question. Everybody's working hard at submitting the answer. Similar to the cat that you can see behind the screen typing away. This is the last question for the day, folks. And you can see on the screen the correct answer. So during scheduled breaks, you may work unlimited hours if full-time determines before and after. During unscheduled breaks that are authorized leave, you are not allowed to work, none. And during your full-time studies, well, classes in session, you can work up to 20 hours per week. So let's go and see the final scores for the day. We got Camila Gamberacio on the 1st place. Congratulations, Camila, 333 points. We got Jose Marie Ferrer for 2nd place, and we got Amen on 3rd place. Folks, in case you didn't type in your email at the beginning of the game, take a screenshot if you're among the top 3 players. so that you can submit it to us and you can claim your gift card. With that said, folks, let's transition back to the end of the presentation where you have a chance to ask any questions to our team. Please stand by for the transition. Folks, thank you all very much once again for joining and participating in our International Student Orientation today. Please make sure to complete the survey at the end of this session for a chance to win another gift card to the AC Connections Campus e-store. The recording of this orientation, including its slides, will be available to view on iCent app by September 4th. Meanwhile, our staff are busy answering questions in the Q&A. Folks, should you have any more questions, now it's a good time. We will try our best to answer all of your questions. If you don't have any additional questions today, you may leave the session. Thank you once again, and we wish you a smooth start to your journey at Algonquin College.